Hi Sagittarius, this is your homework family reading for August 16th through the 31st. Let me hit the bell. Very good, very good. Before I came in to do the video, I was given for you from this time, from the 16th through the 31st, when I asked about Sagittarius. And it makes sense because Jupiter just went direct in your sign. I'm being given the Knight of Pentacles. But I was given more of the horse itself and more of the pinnacle itself, more than the person. And the reason I feel that that's important is I feel like you are full on in charge direction. You know, for your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. Yet you're willing to be patient and stubborn to make sure that you get them done. But you are in full-on charge for it. However, I feel like this is all about building, tangible reality, and I'm going to stay focused, and I'm going to go after it. But I'm not seeing you. I'm not seeing the Knight. I know the Knight is there. I feel like, and I feel like in truth, this is because they're telling me I'm talking about Sagittarius. You guys kind of just float. Your energy does. So I feel like the idea is based upon we're moving forward. We've got our focus on, our thinking cap on, we're going forward, but still, Sagittarius, you are who you are, and you're like a social butterfly. You're off and wandering and off and wandering, and I feel like they're saying you need to stay focused in this area, considering what's missing from the card is you, or is the Knight. Even though I know the Knight's there, it's just like I said, it's kind of like I'm getting the whole card but him. And Spirit is directing me to Ceres, which Ceres is right next to Jupiter. Well, not right next to Jupiter, but it is in the same house. It is in your sign right now. And Ceres shares the underworld with Pluto, and may have once been considered, more in that same category as with Pluto. If we go back and we're looking at the information of Ceres. She is a grain goddess. She speaks to you of rain and corn and the growth, the time, the harvesting of that. She also speaks to us of travel, which makes it go with your energy, definitely. She speaks to us of ripening the harvest in general. But what Spirit points out is she reminds us of what is close to home, what is familiar, and what you need to honor of what that is. What you need to honor, or what is honorable of what is familiar, and acknowledging it. Now, she is also considered the sister of Jupiter, which is your ruling planet. So it's like brother and sister both in the planet together, which would give you a masculine and feminine energy in general. Ceres, typically when I speak of Ceres, and see, I didn't even put together when I looked it down that they were saying this is growth in the Ceres energy. I wasn't even putting together that they were in the same planet or in your sign, just that I needed to read what was being given to me and explain that it was growth. Ceres, for me, is too close to home. She is karmic energy. Jupiter has just gone retrograde, but Ceres is all about nurturing what is important so that, it grows healthy. Like I said, she's all about the harvest. She's all about the harvest and the transformation that creates the healthy harvest, is what they're saying. And with Jupiter going direct now, it's no longer inwardly talking to you in that universal first house of your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. What am I saying? It's no longer, well, it may be speaking to you in that energy too, but your first house is actually your self-awareness. I'm trying to turn my page. Like I said, when I was trying to set it up, Spirit stopped me, so I stopped right there because of what Spirit stopped me at. Jupiter is in your first house, your self-awareness, your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, your identification, your very image of things. It is the core and the illumination being brought to you with major, massive abundance. And as long as you feed your Jupiter with positivity, it will feed you back with positivity. However, understand Ceres is here. And both of them just came out of retrograde. So all of this stuff that they've been talking to you for the last couple months, that inwardly you've been evaluating, I call Jupiter the higher self in your self-awareness, because I look at Jupiter as the higher self, especially in Sagittarius. And with Ceres being here, this is speaking to both of these energies coming in with massive abundance of karmic energy. Speaking to you very much of too close to home. Now, too close to home can be positive or negative. It depends on what you've been fueling that home energy with the too close to home energy. Ceres is mothering. She's nurturing. She wants to help you. She speaks to you of fertility. She speaks to you of mothering, hardworking, parenting, and gardening in that sense. She also, best way of explaining is what she's not. Because when she's nurturing, we think of it being nurturing. But when she's been speaking to you about things that have been neglected, then you start really paying attention to what's being nurtured. She is speaking to you positively about trying to make sure you're on the right side of handling your grief. Nurturing the healing energy of grief, not neglecting it so that it gets worse. It is dealing with problems that are caused by grief so that you are handling it and moving forward. This might have to do with why the Knight is not showing up in the card. When Ceres has been talking to you in a negative form, she is telling you to pay attention to the neglect. Pay attention to where the eating disorders have been, the low self-esteem has been, custody issues, child support, child neglect. Where has the parenting and the nurturing not been to the highest of levels? And pay attention to that. This could also be speaking to you of understanding how you were nurtured or neglected as a child. How was the parenting being given to you? Was there a cycle here that's being broken? Because that's the key. Is the cycle being broken? And is the proper nutrition, the proper neglect is what's coming out, and I don't want that. It is the proper health to the situation, to yourself being restored, so the cycle is no longer, continuing and being harmed. Has it flipped over and nurturing has started to take place? Because Ceres is one of two things. Either she is the great parent, or she's showing where the worst parent is. With her being with Jupiter, she's bringing major abundance and making it be known in that self-worth, self-awareness, personality. But Jupiter is your ruling planet. Is it? Yeah, Jupiter is your ruling planet, so it's fueling your fire for your illumination, for your ego. So it should be bringing you brand new power of abundance that's about to start charging outwardly. But I guess what they're trying to say is, are there some issues as Jupiter is gone direct, because it'll still be in shadow temporarily before it's fully in its full speed ahead of Jupiter energy with magnification, abundance, higher knowledge, and really starting to bring that illumination to you, that all that pinnacle energy to you. I think what Spirit is trying to say is, have you handled all of the neglect in your life? Have you acknowledged the neglect, especially to your own true self, to your higher self, to your self-awareness in all areas of life? Forget the first house. I feel like that this is saying it overall is the proper energy being sent to, help you mature and break bad cycles, so that you're truly coming into your power. You've truly healed situations that are neglected, and you're starting to acknowledge them for what they were, see the truth in them, make the adjustable changes so that the cycles have been broken. And that's really what I feel like Spirit was directing from that whole time. And this is why I was kind of going into the astrology, because it's how they sent it to me. Now, we start off, like I said, this is from the 15th, 16th through to the 31st. Well, it starts off with the full moon in Pisces. For you, this is your fourth house. This is speaking to you of getting right with that inner emotional security. This is speaking to you of the reincarnation from the karmic lessons. That full moon in Pisces may very well bring up some illuminating energy to the surface of where you've been taken advantage of, or maybe where even you've taken advantage of other people. Because Pisces is very much a magical energy. It's very much a magical and mysterious energy. It is ruled by Neptune. It's where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality, but yet it can confuse where nostalgia ends and new magic begins. So, I mean, it's a little bit of illusion and confusion. And with you having the full moon here, this is meaning things will be brought to light in that universal fourth house, making you pay attention to that inner emotional security. Get to the roots of what helps heal or go against that inner emotional security, where it speaks to you of finding the true depths of self, the true self, where it is you came from and where it is you will return. And when I say that, I don't mean like your parents' house, where you were raised and you'll return to being, the same kind of person that they are. What I'm saying is on a soulful level, you came from the stars, you will return to the stars. This is getting deep within that soul so that you can dig deep enough into finding what created the inner emotional security. Finding the healing energy that gets that karmic lesson overcome. Brings the reincarnation. It speaks to you of your inner child being able to come out and find enjoyment in life and know that it is safe. This is the true you that nobody else might see unless those who are around you all the time do. Even those who are around you, we have our times that are to ourselves. And Sagittarius, when you guys get down, you get down. So, and then when I mean like depression, when you guys get down, you are down. So this is talking to you about really finding a new level of lifting yourself up and believing in yourself, whether you've really felt you needed to or not, but it's bringing you into a new level of healing that inner emotional security, so that your awareness can also be strengthened because of this energy. That is the full moon right there. Something most likely is going to trigger the roots of that's going to help show you the direction of where you need to go towards or away from. You're going to have Mars moving into Virgo on the 18th. You're going to have Venus moving into Virgo on the 21st. You're going to have the Sun moving into Virgo on the 22nd. You have a new moon taking place in Virgo on the 28th. And then you have Mercury moving into Virgo on the 29th. So everybody, including Jura or Ura, I never know how I'm pronouncing that. That is sacrifice commitment. Sacrifice and commitment in with all of these other energies is coming out of Leo and moving into Virgo. This is passion, action, aggression, fire energy. This is also how you feel about yourself, your sacral chakra, how you believe in yourself. This is how you create the energy to believe in yourself. It's speaking to you of getting past that survival, past that stability and security, which is that root chakra, stepping into how you feel about yourself sexually, emotionally, and in a creative way. And then, bringing that forward with the passion, the action, the aggression. That is Mars, your inner warrior, your inner sexuality. Venus is your feminine and masculine. That's why they were also saying that to me. Because, like I said, you had Jupiter and Ceres, male, female. And right here we go again. Venus is your understanding of that feminine energy. It is your taste, your touch, your seeing, your viewing, your feeling. It's senses on all kind. Venus is not love. She speaks to you about what you are sensitive to for all good and bad reasons. From taste, touch, smell, feel, but also emotionally and mentally and spiritually and physically. She's telling you what you like, why you like it, and what hurts and why you hate it. And speaking directly with that Mars energy, passion, action, aggression, fire, inner sexuality, how you feel about yourself. Sun being in this energy is talking to you about illuminating the core of it, bringing the shine upon it or the ego upon it, depending on what you are actually sending out. And Mercury flying through these energies, because Mercury ain't playing any games. Mercury jumped into Leo on the 11th and is already going to be moving into Virgo on the 28th. The rest of these energies have taken a little bit more time traveling from Leo into Virgo. But Mercury's like, let me just tell you what I gotta say, and bye, and gone. Like, peace out. I ain't got nothing more to say to you. I spit it out, what I had to say. Take it, leave it, and next. I mean, and that's pretty much how Mercury is going to take it. Because that's kind of how the Leo energy is. Very abrupt, very brash. Even though it's compassionate, it's just very bold. So you're taking this very bold, powerful, massive energy, and it's going from Leo directly into Virgo. And for you, this is speaking of from your 9th house to your 10th house. So this energy has been speaking to you of your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your higher self, getting right with your higher self. And I say that because I see the higher self in Sagittarius naturally, because it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is there now. But this is your self-awareness. But for you, it's Leo, which is also speaking to you about the ethics, the morals, the spiritual urges, the dreams. Are they standing up for the right things? Is your higher self communicating with your higher self, or is ego trying to trip it up? Is what I really feel like. This is coming into finding healing and really stepping into being the ruler of your life. That also explains that the Knight of Pentacles, being the ruler of your life. I say all the time, the Leo energy is considered a royal energy, but with royalty comes responsibility. And when we come back to adding that into the understanding, the Leo energy is saying, if you wish to be a good king of your kingdom, well, then you need to be a good king. If your kingdom, if everything in your life sucks, if the kingdom that you have created sucks, that's because you've been kind of a crappy king. This is saying your higher self is asking. Your higher self is asking the higher self that is in the physical world that you are trying to connect to. I get it now. That higher self that is truly the higher self, that is connecting with the egotistical side of what you think is the higher self, is going, well, where have you stepped up to the plate and where have you not? Where have you healed things? Where have you nurtured the right things? What things are still in neglect? Because the higher self is speaking to you of those ethics, those morals, those spiritual urges, that higher education, the religion, the philosophy, your psychic energy. But it's also a Leo energy for you, which is saying it's the ruler. It's the very ruler. And if that higher self is not lifting up to what you believe that higher energy should be, it's going to be asking you. If you don't like the life you've created, maybe it's because you haven't been the proper king or queen to the kingdom that you've created. And it's time for you to make proper changes. And you're probably going to feel this energy as it's shifting because Mercury is coming in shadow through Cancer into Leo. It just came out of Cancer. It just jumped into Leo on the 11th, and it's going to be into Virgo by the 28th. Like I said, let me just be abrupt and point out the things that next. It's not going to play any games. Speaking to that passion, that action, that Venus, that sun, the new moon that's coming in on the 28th, setting a brand new direction from learning from the mistakes. Yeah, that energy is just not joking. It's like, let's go. And then it's moving into the 11th, into the 10th house. So it's taken this higher energy of what you need to realize of the kingdom that you wish to create and have, where you have succeeded, where you have not, what needs to be corrected and tweaked to make it so. And then we're taking all of that very energy and we're moving it directly into honor, reputation, prestige, professional career, financial success, financial community, the social foundation behind the financial success and the financial community. It's also speaking to you of the duty, the authority, and the responsibility of that honor, prestige, and reputation of that professional world. So this is a preset of getting it together so that you can actually start moving outwardly as Jupiter, your ruling planet, comes out of retrograde itself. This is going, did you get the memo? Let me make sure you got this shit straight and you got everything in proper focus, even though I know you're kind of all over the place. So are we still getting all of this in the proper way? Let's make sure we're setting all of these things right. So when you start floating and doing what you do as Sagittarius, you're prepared. Is what I really feel like is what they're saying. Now, on it is going to be speaking directly that full moon. New moon that is coming on the 28th. It is going to be speaking directly with Uranus, which is in retrograde, which is also looking at Eris, independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. In the 6th house, where are these mundane daily tasks, your daily routines, not serving you? Because there's something here that Uranus in retrograde is looking directly at Eris, which happens to be Medusa. Trouble, toil, strife, and injustice. Where in these everyday tasks are you dealing parts you doing routines that aren't serving who you soulfully want to be, who you soulfully are, but you haven't fully stepped up to yourself yet. You haven't fully stepped up to that king of the kingdom because of these certain routines that are going against you. And it's going to be showing it in ways of how to change it, because it's a positive energy. It's showing ways of how to change it and how to rise and make yourself look good so that you can step into that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem within that very routine and make proper tweaking changes. However, it's not getting along with that Virgo energy. You have, more or less, you are going to be having a situation where a lot of this energy coming into the end of the month. You're going to have your Jupiter, which is in your first house, squaring Neptune, which is in your fourth house. And then that 10th house. So it's going to be your self-awareness, speaking to your very inner emotional security versus your honor, your reputation, your prestige, that financial career. Where are you doing what society's told you you have to do to get by, and you're not truly being able to connect with who and what you want to be? You're still getting by. That's the problem. Getting by means you're not as happy and you're not as healthy and you're not desiring life quite as much as you should be because you're getting by. There's nothing wrong with having a job, but we all have to work. But are you still allowing that outer community to tell you what that reputation of you is? To tell you what your honor has to be? To tell you what your professional idea should be? This is how we create and spend. This is how we create our money, by coming into ways of having financial success, financial foundations. Are we looking at the responsibility to ourself, to our own awareness, to our own inner emotional security of being able to create this? Because on the 28th, Othala also comes into astrology, and from the 28th until September 9th, Othala is a rune about the sacred space. And if you haven't gotten right with what your inner emotional security is, the depths of who you are, getting truly deep to what you desire and what you stand for, what you have integrity with, and being able to be liberated within that energy, then you're going to get pushed around in that emotional outer world. And this is about being able to stand your ground so you don't get pushed around. Because as the 28th through September 9th comes into Othala, it's going to really question, are you sure that's what you've decided about your inner emotional security? Because that higher self is going to be asking questions to the North Node and the Sirius Star. The Sirius Star happens to be God's consciousness in the way of viewing, Thor's hammer in the way of viewing, the enlightened teacher speaking to the North Node of everything you need to learn in order to move forward in life, and it won't be getting along with your Virgo energy, with the sun directly. And that's going to be so it's going from the responsibilities of these relationships to the actual outer community, honor, reputation, prestige, career, financial success, and those responsibilities again. What are the responsibilities in these relationships? Are the responsibilities fair? Really, are they fair? If they're not, call them on it. It's that simple. What is the joint finances? What is the joint efforts? And what is the joint resources? Are they joint? Are they equal? Is this a true, equal, balanced relationship? If not, call them on it. Because this is about making it actually honorable for you is what I'm seeing. And that is going to be coming into how you get your sacred space or you do not. But you have to know what your responsibilities is, and you also have to know to back up your responsibilities, because they are telling me responsibilities coming with growth. You need to make sure that you are carrying your half of these responsibilities for sure as you start calling people on the others, because they're going to call it right back on you is what I'm being given. Now, for you, for most of this energy, a big portion of this energy is actually taking place in your self-assertive, action-oriented, and self-motivated energy, but with that outer community. Taking self-motivation, action-oriented, and self-assertive energy, realizing what your free will is to choose here. Are you choosing wisely here? And then connecting it with what is the top priorities of your life and those relationships that create those top priorities. This is how that, this is how I feel like the Knight of Pentacles actually goes from being a little bit scattered knight that's moving slowly to becoming the King of Pentacles, is what I feel like I'm being given here for you. Now, what does Sagittarius have to say? I mean, you should have a lot of abundance coming in, but it may take a little hot minute before it all really starts to come in. I mean, you're ruled by Jupiter. You guys are lucky anyway. But remember, you are dealing with some shadow energy as it straightens out that direct energy, which means there's still going to be some definite looking at neglect versus nurturing. And are you nurturing the correct things and accidentally neglecting the others? This is, very first thing out is strife. It is 5 of Wands. This is speaking to you of getting past where you're unhappy, where you're still holding on to a creative friction and resistance, more or less. This is burdened, overwhelmed, rash decisions. Saturn is controlling, Saturn in Leo. Very, like I said, I feel like this is the energy you're feeling as Leo, as it moves from Leo, Mercury moves from Leo into Virgo. And for you, again, this is from that 9th to 10th house. This is, are you getting right with the soulfulness? Are you getting right with the soulfulness? Is your higher self really speaking to you about being the proper king? Are you holding on to things that you can't change? Are you trying to just rub someone's nose in it? Because that's not going to work for you. The Leo energy can definitely make you want to just abruptly, let me just say it out of freaking spite. Because Leo is abrupt, but that does not mean necessarily that it's going to feel good for you afterwards. This is getting past the friction and the resistance. This is getting past the burden and the overwhelmedness, but this may be calling out the actions that need to be called out. Was it? Because you fell. Yeah, it was this one. You have to get past the friction, the resistance and the friction. Get past the overwhelmedness that's been pulling you down. Speak your mind, but that does not necessarily mean that you're wanting to come up with strife. This is saying you need to clear the air. This is, making rash decisions too fast, and that's not necessarily good, but this is telling you to dominate your comfort zone. Dominate your comfort zone by getting rid of this strife, getting rid of what's going to actually pull you down by wanting to rub someone's nose in it, more or less. Get comfortable with your dominating your comfort zone. This is action and achieving future success. This is Mars and Aries. This is creating a brand new cycle with passion, action, aggression, fire, and feeling good about yourself so that you can stand in your power to go, don't make me do it. Oh, I can. Don't make me do it. Again, I can, but don't make me do it, is basically what I am getting. Let's see. Where is Sagittarius going to go from there? Queen of Cups. They're telling you to get deep within your intuitive understanding, with the true emotional depths of who you are, and be connected with that energy. That higher self is coming back. This is the true emotional truths. But she's also she's an empath. She's a healer when she comes in. Also, I mean, she brings new beginnings. She develops and is relatable to people. She is a natural healer. She is intuitive. She is able to get in touch with herself and the depths of who and what she is. This is also a Cancer sign in water. So this is, possibly a Cancer that is, a Cancer person that is validating for you in life. You may also have an Aries validating for you in life right now. So why are you giving me the Queen of Cups? They're giving, and it was Queen of Cups, yeah. They're giving me them together then. She's the Queen of Cups with the Hierophant. You're getting deep into your true healing. Deep into getting past an old level of thinking, an old way of viewing. This is a good thing because you have all these planets that are about to come out of retrograde. And your main one just came out of retrograde. This is the Hierophant. This is the teacher coming in to help you find the way. This is the person that you can look up to, or, the person who could possibly be in the authoritative position to help you get where you're trying to get. So, but that's because they've been there. They've already worked through what you're going through. Then you're getting Uranus. Take the chance. Take the chance to move forward and go after what you desire. I also see, I called it Uranus, but it's the Fool. I see the Fool also as your inner shaman. It's your inner child coming out and allowing that inner shaman to bring that personal healing to you. I call the Fool the shaman in the sense of the shaman's the clown. The one that will do the weird, whatever's that weird, crazy shit that happens to bring the healing in that nobody else necessarily believes, but somehow that magically works. This is saying, things are moving forward for you in a positive way, but they are saying this all has to do with that third eye and where your communication is taking you with your own thinking, because you could cause it to be delayed if you're not positive. But this is moving forward in positive ways. This is the Three of Discs, which is the Three of Pentacles. This is Capricorn and Mars. This is speaking to you of your masculine energy reaping the rewards of the hard work you've been putting out. So you're finally seeing some positive payback coming at you. I'm definitely feeling energies in the third eye and the crown chakra, so that's either a definitely good thing of rising up, and that's pretty much what I feel now. What I feel like they're giving me is the rise. No, you're starting to be all over the place. I'm putting you off for a second. Saggy. Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to take me back to that after a minute. The butterflies have been coming out for everybody because this is such a time of transformation. And I rarely ever pull this butterfly deck, but it's almost came out on every single reading right now. And that's because of the transformation that's happening. This is a major transformation. This wasn't a regular Lionsgate. This is definitely a higher level of moving forward than we're used to. And it's taking more than just August 8th to do this. This has been a long time coming, and the energies really aren't stopping. Sag. What are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy? This is what I'm saying. What you enjoy, I've been saying this in the weekly healing messages over and over again. What you enjoy brings you happiness. And when you get to that happiness, is getting to that Uranus card, is getting back to that Fool card, is getting back to paying attention to the inner child and allowing that inner child to have fun and enjoy life so that you have time for these things. These are the important things that make you tick and make you happy and make you have smiles. This is what brings love to your life and helps you bring positive energy. You must take time to enjoy your hobbies, because this is also how you find your true self and your emotional inner security. And the one that was needed is not what fell out either. Moving. Some of you will be moving. Some of you will be going, on vacation. Some of you are doing some traveling. Maybe you just need to take a weekend and get away sometime. There is something about you that needs to be moving, but this may also be speaking to you of moving on your spiritual path, moving into a new level of yourself, moving into a new level of understanding of what you desire and what you need. Because, this is transformation. Transformation can take place in many ways. This does feel like it's got a lot of grounding energy in it because of the colors. It's very grounded in earth energy. This may be telling you, to take some time to get away and, do some hiking, do some camping. Get away and spend some time with nature as well. Moving away from what's not helping you, not serving you. Giving yourself the time for space is what I feel like is coming with that. Sag. Forgiveness. We never forgive because they deserve it. We forgive because we want peace. This is about granting yourself the approval to have peace and to move forward, and allowing yourself to understand you deserve it, so that you can find that self-awareness in a brand new, positive, healthy, healing way. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling energies coming into the third eye and the crown chakra. I feel like this is definitely a time of you connecting with yourself and getting past some of that stuff that, was trying to be spoken to you while Jupiter was in retrograde. You might be acknowledging it while it's in shadow. Take the next step now. This is telling you to take the step you need to move forward. Believe in yourself. Take the chance. Go forward. You had the Fool card. It feels like it's a very positive thing for you. But it's all going to relate to where that collective consciousness is taking you. This is definitely all going to relate to where that collective consciousness is taking you. And it can help your finances. Jupiter did just go direct. So you mean there could be definitely positive things coming in and moving in all different ways. And this deck just does not want to shut up. Which I am not upset with. I'm just surprised because, like I said, I never usually use the butterflies. Nope. Sagittarius. Nope, but you're right there. Support. You were just being said financial. I mean, support. It seems like things are flipping over and really taking a positive change. Are you going to allow them to be part of your life? I'm just saying, don't be turning away the wrong people. It sounds like you have things coming in very positively. And you're right back at forgiveness. This is about you knowing that you deserve it and being able to achieve it and move forward and bring a brand new prosperous life forward. Was there anything in here? Did I need to come back? The Empress. I knew there was something still in there. She just wasn't popping out at first. This is telling you, period. Nurture what you want. Nurture what you want and pay attention to the growth that you wish to see happen. If you are not nurturing it, you are neglecting it. This is speaking to you of, oracle thinking as we move forward. She is selfless, she is mothering, she is rebirthing. She is lifting up and elevating to a brand new level. It's also a doorway opening up for you, according to Hebrew. So, doors don't stay open for long. And this Empress, whether she's meant to be there to help you, guide you, support you, or love you, doors don't stay open for long. Make sure that you're getting the right doors and you're going through the right paths so that you're going the right way. I love you. Make sure you are spinning your webs in the way that you wish to make sure they should be spent. Bye.